What's going on, guys? We got one more video in the sales module, and this one is using personalized video follow-ups. This might be the most important video yet. I'm sure I've already said that in previous videos, but I love this one right here because this is probably what I get complimented on the most in my sales process is just using these personalized video follow-ups. And there's so many benefits to using it, really not any downsides. I'll talk about the situations where I use it and where I don't. But just to give you an example, if somebody's on the fence, you feel like there's a couple things that are super relevant that you want to say to them, but you don't want to necessarily just info dump in an email to make it look like you're desperate. Send them over a video just talking about, hey, hope you've been having a good week. I know it's been a couple days since we last spoke. XYZ, tailor your pitch. Doing it over a video format just comes across a lot more cleaner and professional, and also shows them that you're putting a lot of effort into this and ready to get to work. So if somebody's on the fence, I'll send them over a Loom video. If somebody has scheduled a follow-up with me a couple weeks out, I'll send over a Loom video right after the initial call, because before the second call, I want them to have something to review quickly. So we don't have to repeat ourselves and talk about all the things that we already spoke about in the first call, because they're not going to remember it. So sending them over that video, giving them something to review, so your next call can be all about next steps and tangible stuff to hopefully get them signed after that second call is going to be helpful. If there's a decision maker in the process outside of who you're talking to, another partner, a spouse, doesn't matter. I'll send them over a Loom video. It's been super helpful for me to do that. And then other cases too, if you just want to re-engage a prospect and just have communication dropped off for whatever reason. You talked to this guy named Joe, and you thought he was going to sign. You sent over the contract. You sent over a follow-up email, but you haven't heard from him in a few weeks. Sending over that video and showing your face and putting that time in is going to make them say, okay, I probably should get back to him. And good or bad, you're going to get more responses that way. So I call it the most powerful tool in sales, and I fully believe this because once I started using it, my closing percentage went up. My follow-ups became more effective. I started getting more responses. Why? Because it's fully personalized. You have free range to say whatever you want. Shows the prospect you give a shit. Like I said, it's going to make them feel a bit indebted to respond to you. Allows you to tailor your pitch so you can go back to your notes. You can grab the resources that are most relevant to them and talk about that on the quick video. If you have a resource like we do with the ROI calculator, you can plug in their numbers so you're not just, kind of spitballing and, pulling things out of your ass, for lack of a better term, when you're talking about projections. You can reference numbers that they actually said. It also shows them that you're talking about their business and their pain points. Tailor it to their pain points, the relevant information they gave you on the phone, and just walk them through that quickly. And I also believe it's necessary when there are multiple decision makers. So if you've been in sales for a little bit, you've probably heard about different strategies you can use when you get the classic, like I need to talk to my partner or I need to talk to my spouse. It's something that's always going to be around, so you're always going to encounter it. But what I used to do, like other people, ask them, okay, if your partner was to object, would it be more of a timing objection or a financial, objection? Figure out what the real objection is there, like timing. Okay, this is why you should start working with us now as opposed to then, because the ramp up period is XYZ. All these different things, you can try to isolate what the actual problem might be. Or if it's a money objection, you could talk about the results that you've seen with similar businesses, or talk about what your pricing is versus their pricing, or do all of these different things to isolate and solve for that objection when it's truly there. You can also ask them when they plan on having that conversation with their partners. So if they say Wednesday, you can make sure to follow up on Thursday, ask them how it went, kind of hold them accountable to what they told you on the phone. Or, there's a number of different things. Obviously, I always ask if they want to hop on a call, feel free to shoot in my number. I'd be happy to talk through any thoughts, concerns that they have and see if this is a good fit. I still do all of that, but what I've started to do that's worked really well is ask them on the phone what their partner's name is, what their email is, and send them over a Loom video and say, if it's, Jim, who is their partner, I would say for Jim in the video title, send them over, a quick 3-5 minute video just explaining what we talked about with their partner, why we think this is going to work, other success that we've had, and what the next steps would look like. The reason I do that is because it's not the person that you talk to on the phone. It's not their job to sell your service to their partner, nor should it be. It's not something where they're going to do as well a job as you could in a video format, as explaining what you guys deliver on to their partner. They're just not going to. Like I said, they're busy. They're looking to outsource this work. They don't want to learn all about the ins and outs, so they're not going to be able to make the pitch seem as nice and tailor it as much. They're just going to tell them high level what they do, and you're leaving it in that person's hand. So I would like to kind of cut out the middleman and go directly to that partner and send them over a video. And I also don't like to send over full call recordings. If they ask for it, of course, I'll send it over. I'm all about transparency. But if they do ask for the conversation so they could share it with their partner, I'll also make them a 3 to 5 minute Loom video and send them that. Here's the call recording link it. And also, I understand you guys are super busy. here's a 3 to 5 minute video that explains what we do and why it's relevant to your business, in case you don't have time to watch the 45-minute call recording. So I always believe that, 90% of the time, I'd say when there's multiple decision makers, I'll send over a Loom video. So how can we do this effectively? Loom is the tool that we're actually using. This is the same tool that we're on right now. Super intuitive. I'm not a tech person, but it's very, very easy to understand. Bring energy to what you're doing. If I don't have enough energy so far, it's just because it's pretty late out. I'm a little bit tired, but forgive me. You want to be really hot out of the gates. Grab their attention. Walk through relevant case studies and keep it moving along. Like I said, when I do this, for a prospect, I'll run through everything as quick as I can, all relevant, and try to keep it as value packed as I can in 3 to 5 minutes. If I'm talking to let's say a Klaviyo agency, I'll say, hey, go ahead and check out this case study on our website right here with Jamie. He's also a Klaviyo agency similar to you. He signed XYZ clients. It's a really insightful conversation that I had with my partner. Here are a couple examples of our work. I'll move on to the next thing, and I'll just keep it moving. So that's a good example of how, as opposed to just sending them to a resource, you can actually walk them through where they can find the resource and why they should check it out, why it's relevant to them. Be concise. Don't go too far about 5 minutes. You just don't have that much of their time. You can't expect them to watch a 10 to 15 minute video, and you can't expect their partner who hasn't even met you yet to watch a 10 to 15 minute video. So, I mean, obviously, if a minute's 3 videos, that's fine. If it's 7 minutes, that's fine as well. Just make sure it's action packed. And just a rule of thumb I like to use is try to keep it around 5 minutes. Make the title video for prospect name. So if you're talking to Bethany, for Bethany should be the title of the video, because it's going to show that in a preview. And I also always start the video on that person's website. So the reason I do that, even if I'm walking through this slideshow right here, if I was sending a video to myself, I would start on our website, because what it's going to do when they see the preview and the little thumbnail, it's going to be their website, your face in the bottom, and it's also going to say for name. So you can be like, okay, shit, well, what's this person saying about me? People are a bit narcissistic. They want to hear what you're saying about them and their business. It's going to help you just get more of your videos seen that you actually make, which is obviously number one step in getting the most out of these videos. Is you need them to click on it. So starting on their website and having the title for name, and also including a preview as opposed to just sending a text link, which is pretty simple. I can show you guys how to do that, is going to be helpful. And last thing, this should move the prospect. So sometimes when you hop off a call, you're going to say, damn, there's a couple things I could have said there where I felt like it would have really moved the needle for them, but it just didn't fit smoothly into the conversation. Last thing you want to do is talk in circles and babble on, especially when you're down to the nitty-gritty and talking about terms and pricing. So that's completely fine if you didn't mention a few things, but having this format of just like being able to say whatever you want and being able to get a lot through in a couple minutes because there's nobody talking back to you is going to be super helpful. So include the information that you felt was super relevant, whether it's about how you can help them get in touch with this person, or targeting capabilities to reach your ideal customer, or examples of your work that you failed to mention. All these different things will be very helpful, and you can do it effectively through Loom. And like I said, go through your notes, pick out a couple things from your call notes that you circled, and say, okay, if I can address these main concerns in the video, that's going to be really helpful. And then just go through whatever resources you have in your Google Drive or wherever they're located and assemble those and just run through it quickly in a 5-minute video. It's going to be very helpful. I'm also going to drop a link in this video that's an example of one of these Loom videos I've used that assisted in a close. We probably have had, around 60 closes up to this point since we started the agency. And I would say more than half of them are prospects that viewed a Loom video that I sent over to them after that initial call. So really believe in this one. I feel strongly about it. Sorry if it was a bit long-winded, but let me know if you have any questions on how you can implement this in your sales process effectively. Thanks, guys.